Was it working?
Yes.
Was it working before, or did it stop?
It was almost out of time. I think it beat me.
They rebuilt the altar, but they didn't have the temple rebuilt.
Yeah, work had slowed down, it says, and so God was trying to put them back in their proper perspective.
Yeah, they worked and then it kind of got slow and they kind of started putting it off. It sounded like. That's enough on the temple. Let's
So
take it.
it says the harder the people worked for themselves, the less they had because they ignored their spiritual lives. Caring only for your physical needs while ignoring your relationship with God will lead to ruin.
Says he's one of the few prophets who had the privilege of seeing his dream fulfilled, the one he prophesied about.
Oh,
Because in his day, the temple was finished.
The people began rebuilding the temple 23 days after Haggai's first message. Wow.
now they were under Babylonian rule then, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they were letting them rebuild the temple.
Apparently the rulers of Babylon at that time had decided to not have such a tight hold on them. You know, as time goes on, the anger that people have often diminishes, and I guess it was probably a different king by then anyway. So as time went on, even though they had went and conquered them, you know, probably 70 or 80 years before, at this time everything was going smooth, and whoever the leader was in Babylon at that time, apparently it wasn't his agenda to make it hard on them. So when he found reason to cut him some slack, it seems he did.
So they could rebuild the temple, so.
Yeah, it says, under Cyrus, the king of Persia, the Jews were allowed to return to Judah and rebuild their temple. So I guess Cyrus was...
Yes, if I recall, Cyrus was...
It had been destroyed under Cyrus, but Babylon let them rebuild it.
Under Cyrus, king of Persia, the Jews were allowed to return to Judah and rebuild their temple.
It says right here, let me see, BC, Jerusalem, and the temple had been destroyed. Oh, okay.
That wasn't under
Period.
his...
Oh, okay.
I
There
think
was a period there. I
Cyrus,
didn't see the period.
Cyrus was a more...
Okay.
That's okay.
I thought that was a comma.
He had a different viewpoint apparently than
Good
who
glasses.
ruled previously to him, and then also I think there were Jewish people in his advisors that had moved into that position that he wanted to do something for them, kind of, because they'd been doing. And I think they kind of requested, you know, can you let the temple be rebuilt in Jerusalem, you know? Why not? You know, why was it not? Why was it even destroyed? You know, they probably didn't even know, and he wasn't. It wasn't his agenda to keep them depressed, like apparently previous people had been, which they might have been upset with them because they had resisted. Sometimes that's, you know, you don't resist, and sometimes people are happy with you. And if you do resist, we're going to show them who's boss, you know.
Mm.
So for a long time, they were shown.
Mm.
But anyway, at this time, Cyrus is much more peaceable, it seems like. Which I think this is, I can't recall for sure. They started rebuilding the temple. Now, was the wall built before or after the temple was built? Nehemiah, along around this time, would have came back to build the wall around Jerusalem. and I don't remember exactly the year that he did that, but I think it was under the same ruler, I'm thinking.
Let's see.
Got the wall to protect them from enemies?
Yeah, if you don't have a wall, then you're very vulnerable. Here's Nehemiah. Let's see what the timeline is.
Nehemiah comes to Jerusalem and the wall is completed in 445.
So that's later then. That's 100 years later, almost 80 years later. See. So at this time.
The temple was completed in 516.
Okay, yeah, that's about right. 515 or 516. And so it's another 75, 72 years or so before Nehemiah
Yeah.
persuades the ruler in Babylon to allow him to come back and get the wall built.
It says in Nehemiah, although the Jews completed the temple in 516, the city walls remained in shambles for the next 70 years. The walls represented power, protection, and beauty to the city of Jerusalem. God put the desire to rebuild the walls in Nehemiah's heart, giving him a vision for the work.
Yep, sounds all.
So the walls were in shambles for another 70 years after the temple was rebuilt.
And that made the people living there a bit vulnerable to
Invasions and
someone just out. You know, if you had some leader out there trying to cause some trouble, if you had a wall, you could fend him off till wherever your army was, could come and do something about it. Well, if you didn't have a wall, they could just come in and pillage the place, and then the army's got to come in later, and of course who knows how many people you might end up losing just because you didn't have a wall. You know, so it was a big thing for security, having a wall around your city. Okay, who wants to read?
Then Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Joshua, the son of Jehozadak, the high priest, with all the remnant of the people, obeyed the voice of the Lord their God, and the words of Haggai the prophet, as the Lord their God had sent him. And the people feared the presence of the Lord. Then Haggai, the Lord's messenger, spoke the Lord's message to the people, saying, I am with you, says the Lord. So the Lord stirred up the spirit of Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah, and the spirit of Joshua, the son of Jehozadak, the high priest, and the spirit of all the remnant of the people. And they came and worked on the house of the Lord of hosts their God, on the 24th day of the 6th month, in the second year of King Darius. So 23 days later they start working on it, huh?
Sounds like it.
So he preached for about 3 weeks and they finally got the message. Decided to work. Took him 3 weeks to get him motivated, huh?
Oh, well, that's not very long considering how long it takes to motivate some people.
I was going to bring my little plug-in thing for my laptop. If I have that, you have my sermon from a couple weeks ago on your computer. I can just drag it over on it, right?
Probably.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to put that in my pocket, but I don't believe I did. Forgot to do it. Yeah, okay. Should have done that. I'll try to remember to bring it on Sunday.
Oh, we can put it on a CD. DVD.
Yeah, we could.
Put it on DVD, just play it all DVD.
Well, that'll work too.
Yeah,
Might have it on both.
good.
Okay.
Then I don't know if can you take something off a DVD and put it on your computer?
Yeah.
Okay.
You rip a DVD on your computer.
So then you can take DVD and just rip it on your computer and you'll have it.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought it'd be really easy if you have it on your laptop. I can just plug my thing in, and we can just click on the thing and drag it over and just drop it in. I mean, like that. It's
I guess
done.
you could.
But then